The world of imagination, a space without limits. Anything is possible here. Witches, fat dragons, portals and dead people who tell stories. D&D is a movie that managed to please fans of the original game and not disappoint those who are looking for a fun movie to relax. Today we are stepping into the tricky world of the comedy genre and figuring out how it works. My name is Anton, I'm film director from Ukraine and D&D fan. Roll your dice, let's start the game. Comedy is one of the most difficult genres in cinema. Why? Because it's quite challenging to write a funny movie that remains fully developed in terms of a plot.
As I stepped out my bath, my foot slipped on the stone.
And then you went into the battle?
No, I died.
Authors often trap themselves trying to create conditions for a good joke, and then the plot threatens to become an excuse for a stand-up comedy or a sketch show. Meanwhile, the audience which paid their money remains demanding. It's quite a common outcome when the financial success of superficial comedies doesn't follow good audience ratings and love. The latest trends in the comedy world belong to the Marvel factory, but even with budgets, enormous fan bases and huge box office, we easily get Thor: Love and Thunder, which isn't even formally comparable to the director's previous films. But D&D seems to have decided not to notice Marvel's methods of joking. No questioning, characters don't feel awkward every 5 minutes, and oh my god, does not make pop culture reference to Hasselhoff and Mary Poppins. How did they manage to succeed? Many people assume that making something funny is simplifying the job, as if writing comedy is easier than drama, thriller or detective stories. It's otherwise. It's most challenging work for a screenwriter to make something easier to perceive. While you're laughing at a joke, somewhere a tired screenwriter with a caffeine overdose have been twisting each funny scene for weeks, so the general plot does not suffer and the jokes were relevant, witty and somehow required your own knowledge and intellect to feel clever and entertained when you perceive them. How does humor work? A good joke is one that can unexpectedly but logically subvert our expectations while still acknowledging them.
The second says, no, but I can shout for help in 19 languages.
But comedy doesn't work just because of clever jokes. We also need to have a good connection with the person who's joking, share their view of life, or have a common life reality. We can easily pretend that the film itself is a comedian in front of us. The main task is to make us amused and pleased, but still needs to suit our taste and perspective on life. And to see it in a film, we need the strong idea and the compelling theme. And of course, the idea cannot exist without a plot. And that's the answer why only jokes aren't enough for a quality comedic movie. For example, in the anime One Punch Man, Saitama isn't just a bold, phlegmatic superhero, he is also a character with a goal. He is looking for an opponent he can defeat with a single punch, but his attitude towards a desire for battle and victory changes as soon as he finds true friends.
に来てくれるなんて嬉しいよ、埼玉くん。おう、バナナここに置いていいか？あ、ありがとう。君が食べるのか？
D&D has an ironic, unserious and absurd mood and atmosphere, but behavior of the characters, their motivations and relationship with each other are remarkably realistic, so we can empathize with the heroes on the screen. Our heroes also have their own path to save their daughter, punish the villain, or get rich. They evolve and change their motivation, becoming better than they have been. It's nothing complicated, but it must be accomplished in a way so the movie can remain coherent and understandable. One pleasant thing about D&D is that there's no below-the-belt jokes.
Romanoff, you and Banner better not be playing hide the zucchini.
But not only that. The coolest thing is that the film skillfully utilizes the conventions of the actual D&D gameplay. The incorporated elements in the movie's plot provide the authors a creative space for a wide range of farce, physical comedy or absurd jokes. If you are not familiar with the game, there's a relevant video on the channel. Click on the link at the top of the screen. For example, in this scene the character slowly and subtly takes out a stone, which she will use to kill the bad guys. In any other case, it would have looked like a lame joke, but we keep in mind the game master facepalming, while the player rolling dice for agility and stealth and getting unexpectedly a good result. D&D manages to be pleasing to its audience and relies on them when constructing a part of its comedic side, while still trying to remain universal and understandable to every viewer. The authors also use ordinary methods such as mentioning a detail 3 times. In Thriller, we mention 3 times the gun character hides in the drawer. In romances, we show 3 times the ring the guy hesitates to propose to his girlfriend Ruiz. In comedies, a detail appears 3 times to create a logical sequence that skillfully surpasses our expectations and makes us laugh. For example, Chris Pine's character is confident that the Jonathan will play a significant role in his escape. The setup is that we are waiting for him to simply be the kindest member of the commission or the main hero's friends, creating expectations. The second mention is when we see that a member of the commission is the Eagle, and with the help of the heroes they escape from a prison jumping out of the window, constructing logical sequence. And third mention is at the very end of the movie. In this scene the main antagonist tries to escape from a prison the same way our party did, but the window after the previous accident is now bricked up. There is no way a villain's escape plan may be fulfilled, so we laugh cause the joke has a logical sequence but yet unexpected ending. And what do you think about the classic mocking of genre cliché? Here we have a hero character rescuing a cat, and here we have a scene where our party meets this guy, and then we got a sequence of scene where his posh fantasy speech is repeatedly criticized by our protagonist.
You may have forsworn your oath, but your oath hasn't forsworn you.
Just because that sentence is symmetrical doesn't make it not nonsense.
What do we have in conclusion? A good comedy that's enjoyable to watch. This is full-fledged movie that understands and respects its audience. There's a well-written characters with motivation, working plot and variety of unexpected situation for better jokes. The authors masterfully applied convention of the D&D world to the character's mindset and use it to exaggerate ironic mood and somehow credibility of events. Besides that, the classic comedic technique also had been executed at the high level that even out-of-loop viewers get satisfied after watching. Therefore, I recommend you to check out this movie, play some D&D with friends and subscribe to my channel. See ya!